Hey guys, Leon Sylvester here, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be discussing 5 things that you need to do when getting sober. Now, the first of these 5 things is going to be talking about alcohol, going to be talking about building that correct paradigm. But the next 4 things are going to be something completely different. It's something that I've never shared on the channel before. It's going to be 4 concepts from a book called Reality Transurfing. Now, this book, it's a game-changing book. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of The Secret and the Law of Attraction and this kind of stuff, but it's more of a practical guide to applying these kind of universal laws. I guess that's what we'd call it. And Reality Transurfing changed my life completely, and I want to share some of the concepts from that book with you guys because it's just changed my life in such a dramatic way. You know, not only have I stopped drinking, but I managed to move to Asia. I managed to start working online. I built this amazing coaching business, which is just changing lives. We've got the book now ready for the members of the program, the First Principles Mental Model. I mean, all this stuff was in my vision, right? And it's all now reality. And there has been a process to materializing and manifesting this stuff. And I really want to talk about it with you guys. I mean, it might just be a little bit too out there for you guys. I don't know, I'll just put it out there, see what you guys think. Let me know in the comments if this is helpful, by the way. I can make more videos talking about this kind of stuff. But for now, let's just jump into it. Now, just quickly, before we get into this, if you do want my help stopping drinking and you want to go through the Sober Clear program using First Principles thinking, get yourself a copy of this book, get yourself a copy of the Sober Clear program, and get my personal help in a coaching program, helping you build that life without alcohol, then make sure to click the link in the description. There'll be a short video to watch where you'll learn about the Sober Clear method, how we work with people, and so on. Then you'll be able to book a call and we can see if the Sober Clear program may be something for you. So, guys, the very first thing that you must do when getting sober is apply First Principles thinking. Now, that's the mental model that I use in the Sober Clear program, but just to give you a quick lowdown on how it works, what you're essentially doing is you're identifying the assumptions that you've got and you're challenging them. So you're looking at your current worldview, you're looking at the component parts that make up your ideas around alcohol and being a drinker, and you're identifying the assumptions that you have around alcohol. Then what you simply do is challenge them. You challenge each component assumption that you've got around alcohol. So you look at the conditioning, you look at the marketing, you look at these terminologies, you look at being an alcoholic. You essentially build this worldview where you see alcohol for what it is. And when that happens, things just click. And I know a lot of you guys that watch my videos have already gone through this process and you're already on this path where you see alcohol for what it is, you don't want to drink anymore. Some of you guys may be in the Sober Clear program, and I know some of you guys have done this alone, which is totally cool, right? You can do it both ways. The people in the Sober Clear program, they just wanted the shortcut. They wanted somebody that's already figured it out to show them how to do it. But I know a lot of you guys have gone and bought books, you've gone and read studies, you've gone and done all these different things to build the paradigm. And when you've done that, things just click and alcohol just becomes an irrelevant problem. It doesn't even become a problem anymore. It becomes this like a little fly that just gets squashed and it's done and it's finished and you can move on. So that is the first thing that you must do when getting sober. It's take this First Principles approach. Now that isn't for everybody. Some of you guys don't want to take this approach. Some of you guys are happy taking a completely different approach. I'm just sharing what's worked for me, what's worked for people in the Sober Clear program. And quite frankly, that might not be for you. You may have gone to AA and that might have been your approach. You might have gone to a rehab. You might be going to therapy and these things work for you. But these kind of things didn't really work for me, so I just share what's worked for me and so on. So that's the first thing, is understanding First Principles and is using this mental model. Now, here's where things are going to get a little bit more interesting. So the second thing that you must do when getting sober, and the first idea that I want to talk about from the Reality Transurfing book, is an idea called slides. Now, this is a visualization technique, right? So visualization is when you essentially just sit down, close your eyes, and just start to see mental pictures of the kind of things that you want. Now, one mistake that a lot of people make when it comes to visualization is they visualize what they want. So for example, they visualize a car, they visualize a house, they visualize the perfect man or the perfect woman. And that's kind of it. They just see this image of what they want. Now, I did that for a long time. And, I used to see pictures of a villa, pictures of Thailand, all this stuff. But what Reality Transurfing taught me was you want to create slides. And what this means is you create a first-person image of the end goal and what you'd be doing with your time when you've got the goal. So rather than seeing a villa, you'd put yourself in first person and see the person that you would become to get the villa. And what I would see myself doing is creating videos in this villa, talking with customers, getting people that want to join the program, helping people in a program. This was my version of the slides, right? So I'd have this program where I'd help people and I'd live in this villa and I'd make videos. And that was the visualization that I had. And now, I know it sounds crazy, but this is exactly what's happened. The stars just aligned. Everything just aligned. We got the perfect villa at the perfect place, in the perfect location, right by the best gym in the island, and everything just aligned. And the visualization that I had, I played a mental picture of what would happen during the end goal. So it was more about the process. And what happens when you do this so for example, it might be that you want to attract the perfect partner. So what the process may be is that you may go out more, you may socialize more, you may approach members of the opposite sex, you might read some dating books, you're gonna see this process. And rather than visualize the perfect partner, you visualize the end goal in first person and you visualize what you'd be doing with that person and how you'd get them and so on. So you kind of visualize the process. And what happens when you do this is you're expanding your comfort zone. You're expanding what you think is possible. Because whatever position you're in right now, what you want is just slightly outside of your comfort zone. So for example, when I started SoberClear, there were so many things that I didn't know. And like creating the program was outside of my comfort zone. So I just visualized myself having the program, but visualize myself going through the process of creating the program. So if I was to create an amazing stop drinking program, what would the process be? Well, I'd look at every other quit drinking program out there. I'd read every single book out there. I'd start compiling notes. I'd start compiling my own experiences and putting it into this program. And I'd visualize the process of going through it. So now my comfort zone expands because I can see things clearer. And you can do this with anything. Let's say you've got a career in sales or something like that, or you've got your own business and you want to double your business over the next few months or the next year or whatever it is. You'd visualize the process and the things that you'd go through to get to that goal. So it might mean that you hire a business coach. It might mean that you work a little bit harder. You speak to a few more customers. You hire some new people and you visualize the slides of actually going through the process to get to the end goal. And this is a pretty interesting way to do things. Everybody tells you that you should visualize the end goal only. And yeah, you should, but you should visualize the process that you've gone through to get to the end goal, to expand the comfort zone, to make action more easy, more enjoyable, and just the stress is less, and it's just a great way to do things. So that is the second thing you must do, is you must start visualizing the end goal, but most importantly, visualize the slides of the process. The third thing that you must do when getting sober is you must own this. You must own the intention. So you've got this idea, you've got this goal. And what this is it's the desire. You've got the desire. There's no doubt about it. We've all got the desire to achieve something bigger. But there is a very big difference to something called inner and outer intention. And this is another concept from Reality Transurfing. And listen, honestly, guys, that is one book that I really think that you should buy. So we've got this thing called inner intention, and this is the desire. This is where you want to get this thing. But with inner intention, it's like living in La La Land. It's living in the dream world. And this is what books like The Secret don't really describe. They just say that if you think about this thing and you want it hard enough, you're going to get it. And Reality Transurfing says, no, this is just complete nonsense. So you've got this thing called inner intention, and then you've got this thing called outer intention. And outer intention is the resolve. It's deciding to go after what you want. It's deciding to take one step in front of the other and just going towards what you want every single day. And it ties into a concept in the book about the space of variations and how there's an infinite number of variations and there's an infinite number of life tracks. This is where it gets a little bit complicated, but you've essentially got an infinite number of life tracks. And you guys would probably have to read the book to get this on a bit of a better level. But what you're essentially doing is you're aligning yourself up to a life track where that goal that you want, the end goal, is achievable. And you have the resolve to take the action. You just take the action every single day. And what you essentially do is you own the action, but you let go of the outcome. You actually let go of the end goal. You don't say, this must happen. I must go through this process, because it shouldn't feel difficult. When you visualize the slides and you visualize the process, you just go through the process every single day. Your goal, going towards your goal, should feel the same as making a sandwich. It shouldn't feel difficult. It shouldn't feel hard. And if it does start to feel hard, then you create something called excess potential, which is another concept in the book, which it gets really complicated, but the whole point is that you need to set the intention to go towards what you want, and you need to make the resolve that you're going to go towards it. You're going to get what you want despite it being outside of your comfort zone. Which leads me to the fourth thing that you must do when getting sober. And what it is understanding that the what, the who, and the why are more important than the when and the how. If we know what we want and we know who we need to be to get it and we know why we want it, that's all we really need to focus on. The how and the when just take care of itself. So if you know that you want something, if you want a new relationship and you know why you want it because it's fulfilling, you want to grow with somebody else, you want a companion, you want a partner, this kind of things. If you know these two things, then you don't need to worry about the how and the when. You need to worry about the who you need to be to get it. And what this means is it means thinking of the identity of the person that you need to become to get what you want. This is far more important than the how and the when. So for example, for me to build SoberClear, I had to become somebody new. I had to become somebody that can speak on camera, somebody that can come up with ideas for content like this, somebody that can actually help people, somebody that can create a system for people to stop drinking, somebody that can coach people and help them go towards a better quality of life. A lot of these skills I didn't have, but I knew for me to get what I wanted, which was a business that helped people transform their lives, then I needed to become somebody new. So I was already watching videos and learning about these topics, I was trying to become this person, and the how and the when, I just let go of it. I knew that it would happen eventually. I didn't know how it would happen. I didn't know when it would happen, but the right person at the right time, the right opportunity just came. And because I was becoming this person, because I was becoming somebody new, things just aligned a lot quicker and a lot easier when I just let go of the how and the when. And when we're really focused on how it's going to happen and when it's going to happen, we just create too much importance around the goal and the end goal, where we just end up self-sabotaging. So really, the things that you need to know are what you want, why you want it, and who you need to be to get it. It's about becoming the character that can achieve the dream. So just to recap where we're up to so far, the main thing is having the slides, is visualizing the slides, is knowing the end goal and visualizing the process of getting towards the end goal. The third thing is owning it. It's actually having the resolve to go after what you want. It's owning the intention and just sticking with it. It's taking one step in front of the other and just going towards it without creating importance on the outcome. And the fourth thing is knowing what you want, knowing why you want it, and becoming the person that can get it. It's deciding to become this new character and not focusing on the how and the when. It's about focusing on the what, the who, and the why. And the fifth thing that you want to do when you get sober is to find accountability. Now, I work with a coach. I paid 5 figures to join a coaching program recently. I have a one-to-one coach, and it has changed the game. Right? I show up in a different way since joining this program. And having a coach just changes everything. Having somebody to challenge you, having somebody to hold you accountable, having somebody to push you in the direction that you want to go just makes things so much better. And it all really comes down to the slide that you see. If your goal, at the end goal, is to be this happy person that's just ripped and really healthy and really happy, your slide may mean that you work with a personal trainer. That might be your accountability. For some of you guys, you may be in a position where you're drinking right now. You see the end goal of being a non-drinker, being happy, having achieved these different things, and your slide may be working in the Sober Killer program. That could be something that you align with to get towards the end goal. But what you want to do is create the visualization of actually seeing you go through the process to achieve the end goal. For me in my business, I knew that getting a coach, getting accountability was going to help me get to the next level. I saw that in my visualization that I've done recently, in the slides that I see now, the process of getting where I want Sober Killer to go to. I see myself as working with business coaches. That's just something that I see myself in my slides. And if you want to join the Sober Killer program, get that accountability from me, then make sure to click the link in the description. There's a video that outlines the Sober Killer method, how we work with people, and so on. And honestly, guys, if you like this video, please do let me know in the comments. I've never made a video talking about this kind of stuff before. It might be a little bit too out there for you guys, but please do let me know. And hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.